Hello there, this is Cridical from Cridical Media, just taking a look at the 2018 Oversized Hardcover release of Han Solo. This is a series that started in 2016 by Marjorie and of course Mark Brooks from Spider-Man coming over. And what we usually do with this channel is give you an idea of what to expect if you ever come across these books in the wild. So we go over the exterior, some bonus material, art and plot points, and then a brief review at the end. Now, as mentioned, this book is a few years old, admittedly, but it's always been one of my favorites. It's, for whatever reason, never collected outside of either a trade or this very same hardcover. So it's never been included in an Omni or anything like that, but hey, I guess that just helps it make it special. And what this book is mainly known for, I mean, it's no real surprise. Even Marjorie herself mentions it. It's heavily inspired by that film, Cannonball Run. But as you're kind of getting an idea of the exterior here, you have this very excellent 3D depth art. I've always loved this cover. Of course, you're pretty much traditional spine there, just with Han and Chewie there on the profiles. And just an excerpt here, not so much from the Han Solo book, but more so from the Star Wars 2015 run. Of course, Chewie and Dengar there. But yeah, pretty much your standard fare there. Now, in terms of bonus material, you are pretty much getting, I would say this, you are getting a little bit of an excerpt from the 2015 Star Wars series as well. But if we're just focusing on bonus art, we're just getting these variants here. Again, this super awesome cover, like I mentioned, I absolutely love this one here. So good job, Stephanie. Fagin's is pretty good. I've actually mentioned Fagin before in another video here. Your typical Dustin Nguyen, Jamal Campbell. But honestly, there's actually a bit of a cover within the series I'll show. Has a lot more evocative style to it. My apologies earlier. Let's give you an idea of what's underneath the dust jacket. Yeah, it is an overship. Believe me, I can fix those. An excellent wraparound image. I've mentioned before how sometimes the cropping of when they take an image from within the panels doesn't always blend well, but I gotta admit, it's very on point here. No text on the spine though, so that's okay. Now, in terms of at least art and plot points, as mentioned, if you're familiar with that film Cannonball Run, this pretty much is the same thing. So just substitute Burt Reynolds' character, J.J. McClure, for Han Solo. But instead of just a regular race across the galaxy or across the nation, there's at least an added, little bit of mystery and intrigue and espionage to it. So the whole reason why Han's there is Leia's sent him there to basically pick up, I guess, a rebel spy. They have, pertinent information, gotta get him back to the rebellion. That's pretty much what you're seeing play out here. But what I like about Marjorie is that she doesn't really meander on the story too much. It's almost always moving forward. Kind of has that same frenetic style of a race. So as you can see, even by the paneling and the dialogue, there's a lot going on, and then you can almost see the conversations flowing pretty much as quick as can be. So definitely love that. And then you're introduced to the other racers. Probably the most intriguing here is Luriano, a very unique alien, completely different from almost all the other Star Wars aliens you can find. And there is an interesting reason behind it. It actually plays into the overall arc of the story. But anywho, this story, what I love about it, I mentioned it before, but it's a lot of ship design, and this was originally my draw to Star Wars. I love the ships at first, right? But, here's that very same cover I was going to mention earlier. I love this cover because for anybody who's a Star Wars fan, the very first time you meet Han Solo, you'll notice that he's actually swinging into the table, right? When he first introduces himself to Luke and Obi-Wan. And it's because he was actually, if you watch the bonus footage of Star Wars, he was actually talking to a woman dressed exactly like this, who looks exactly like this. So I love the reference to, Han's playboy nature from the very first Star Wars film. You're kind of seeing here this awesome artwork. I've mentioned this before where even though Mark Brooks, he's an awesome artist, I love how consistent he is. I love his anatomies. They have a lot of weight to them. The one thing I've mentioned about Marvel is they actually have a huge stockpile of ships that they can just render in 3D and just reposition. So you'll notice that artists do take a little bit of shortcuts, but it's not like they don't still assemble the art in or arrange it so that it looks really good. And that's where, yes, I definitely big up Mark Brooks and all of the stage designers here because, yeah, for still imagery, the fact that I can actually see these ships maneuver in my mind so well, bravo. I love these little shots here. But probably one of my favorite parts of the race is, yeah, just the beginning. But as mentioned, basically Han, it's like Cannonball Run. They have stops. And at every stop, he's looking for one of the rebel spies or he's picking up several people, as a red herring to hide the spy among them. But another thing I loved about this was that I believe, at least since Marvel took over, this was the first time you actually saw the Faline race from Shadows of the Empire. So definitely love that they at least include a little bit of a nod to Shadows of the Empire. Love it. But yeah, it has this, Marjorie managed to still tell this, typical story. A little bit of Agatha Christie murder mystery in it too, because it does have that intrigue of, who done it, because there is a bit of a murder mystery also included here. But yeah, it's amazing how she managed to wed that Cannonball Run, Agatha Christie murder mystery together, and it's still fits with the way Han Solo is. Like the character himself is intact. So the same reason why we all love him is the same reason why a lot of these other characters tend to like him too. So just very on point. That same affable attitude that he has. Absolutely love it. This Lu Ano character, man, it's almost like she's force imbued, but there's a little bit more going on with her. But very on point there. Now, the book itself is probably only like 120 pages-ish. It was like 5 issues. So, at least for the oversized hardcover version, they did include a little excerpt from the Star Wars 2015 run. I guess because this part of the story did kind of tell a little bit of Han Solo's history. Specifically, he had a wife, Sana Starros. I've mentioned her before. But she's basically the replacement of a character from the Dark Horse days, Salazen, who was also like Han Solo's lover. Once upon a time. Yeah, here we go. Sana Starros on top of the Volt Cobra. Man, I love that ship. But yeah, I've always felt that. Like, basically, Sana Starros, excellent character. Admittedly, they're kind of running out of ideas with her lately, at least as of this year. But I gotta admit, she was very intriguing in the beginning. And like I said, I like the nod to the Dark Horse comics with her. She's basically Salazen, Han's original, I guess, paramour. But yeah, aside from that, it's a pretty strong package. Like I said, I kind of wish they padded it a little bit more with something more unique other than just the Star Wars 2015 run. So yeah, there's a little bit of overlap since I have the Omni over there. But it's not so much about that at this point. I just wanted to celebrate May the 4th with you guys. And yeah, just release something here for you. And yeah, it's a very intriguing book. If you can hunt it down, it's a good recommendation. But anywho, it's not so much about me at this point. Hopefully you guys got your own opinions, and I wouldn't mind seeing them in the comments down below. As always, y'all folks take care and enjoy the rest of your day.